Hey, I hope you're having a great day. I'm Pastor Fred. This is the follow through. We're going to get right to Exodus 20, verse 3. This is the big commandment right here. You shall have no other gods before me. This is God saying that when his people go into that promised land, a land filled with very evil people who were into child sacrifice, they worshiped all kinds of other gods. It was just not in line with God or his plan or any of those things. Those people were not on board. And so he's like, I want you to be my people. And the biggest thing for us, when we talk about being Christians, we talk about being, is that God is God to us. He's the only God. And my fear is that in our modern world, with our modern minds and our modern way of thinking, the idea of gods just seems sort of old-fashioned. It seems sort of ancient, maybe. We think of a statue, or we think of some sort of weird temple, like in Raiders of the Lost Ark or something. You know, that's what it conjures up. Something that really doesn't apply to me, like me having other gods. Like, whoa. So we got to look at it. Like, what's a god? A god is a thing you can't live without. It's the thing that gives you ultimate and like everything that you need, your meaning, your identity. It's that thing when you say, man, I would lose it without this. I couldn't survive without this. This is important to me, the most important thing to me. And the thing is God in that category? We know this commandment. We see it time and time again. But here's the trick. Here's the follow through for today. Like for me to say that he's talking to me. To have no other gods. Because I'd be willing to bet there's something that's at least vying with God for the throne, right? Competing, right? Things like your phone. Man, that's a big one. And if you don't think that's a God or has become something that's so important where you get ultimate meaning from, just think about how many times we pick it up and look at it. The average person, it's staggering. The number of times, the number of right? I see people on their phones constantly, right? I find myself on my phone constantly. I'll be watching TV and I'll be watching a show, right? Which again, is its own God, right? Netflix, Amazon Prime, or whatever it might be, YouTube videos. And when it's on a commercial, I pick up my phone and I'm on Instagram or something, or I'm checking Facebook, or I'm checking my email, and it's like, whoa. Do I have my Bible there? And right? I mean, I should. Right? I should, on a regular basis, maybe turn off those things. The screens have become gods for all of us. Our Wi-Fi, our web, our tech, our computers, maybe our money. It could be whatever it might be. I think sometimes you might be in love with, going on trips and doing different things. Now, I don't know, again, if going on those trips means like, hey, I'm going to go and serve people. I'm going to go and visit family and create rich meaning and all those things, and bring God's truth to them and be the Lord, his ambassador in those places. Yeah, that's great. But again, having fun and being amused could be the God that we're serving, and God's saying, look, have no other gods. Because the pile of things that we have, it will only go to the dump. It's going to go, all the things that we have spent so much time on, right? The people that we idolized, all those things, they don't care. They're not out to help us. They're actually out to take from us. Time and time again. Take our time, take our attention, take our passion, right? Even try to woo us away from God himself. The one who made everything, the one who gave his son Jesus to die for us, who shows us the ultimate in love, who is give, give, give. And yet to give a little bit to him, it's like, and we get upset and we're like, oh man, and it seems like such a challenge, and it is. But I hope that we could pray today. Pray for each other. That we could just break this spell, man, that we could God would just sort of like break those chains, like come in and just cut the cord and say, like, okay, he is God. He loves us. He's the one that has our best interest in mind. He's always out for your good, totally for your good, and not just your good today, but your good for eternity. that you would know you're forgiven, that you would know your sins have been paid for. He wants you to know that Jesus rose to give you victory over death and the grave, the greatest enemy that we have. Done, taken care of. That's why this is important, because it's eternity that's at stake. It's eternity that God doesn't want us to miss out on, and He wants us to see it, and He wants us to see that it's a gift from Him, meant for us to enjoy and to know. So when we have God as our only God, again, we got that never-ending source of peace and hope and joy in our lives and in our hearts. Again, I'm Pastor Fred. This is The Follow Through. We'll talk to you next time. Hit that subscribe button, please, and share this with somebody in your life who needs to hear about God's hope. Talk to you then.